Alright, so here's the reproductive system. So over here, it talks about the sex cells, sex cell production. Male sex cells are the sperm cells, female sex cells are the eggs or oocytes. Oocyte is just another way of saying egg cell. Then over here it says, sex cells have only one set of genetic instructions. They have 23 chromosomes. So what this means is, here, each sperm cell has 23 chromosomes, egg cells have 23. When they get together, then they form 46, and then that will be the baby. Having half the number of chromosomes is called haploid, and having the full amount is called a diploid. So all our cells, except for sperm, egg cells, have 46 chromosomes. Your brain cells, your heart cells, your muscle cells, skin cells, all have 46 chromosomes in there. But the sperm and egg cells have to be half the amount, or haploid, so that when they get together, they can form the full amount. Okay, and so this first part, meiosis, we're going to talk about how the sperm and egg cells are made and how they get to have 23 chromosomes. Okay, and so what produces the egg and sperm cells is meiosis. Meiosis has two divisions, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. And so we're going to see that at the beginning of meiosis, the chromosomes replicate, meaning that we're going to see these X shapes. And so each line of the X is one copy of the DNA for each chromosome. At the beginning, the cells that will turn into the egg or sperm cells are diploid. So they have the two sets of chromosomes. But going through these divisions will reduce the number of chromosomes in half. Okay, so let's look at the next slide here. This slide is showing the divisions of meiosis, but what would really help you is to draw this yourself. Before we learn about meiosis, we need to learn about homologous chromosomes. So in all of our cells, we have the DNA that we got from our mom and the DNA that we got from our dad. So this DNA is in the form of chromosomes. So I'm going to make here an X shape. So this one is red. Then I'm going to change the color here fast to show here's just a different color. Homologous chromosomes, one you got from your mom, the other one you got from your dad. And so these might carry, let's say this first pair carries the eye color information. And this is just being very simplistic, but then let's go to the next pair. And in the next pair, let's say, again, this can be your maternal, the next one, paternal. And let's say that this next pair carries the height information. Okay, but so we have 23 pairs of these. So 46 total would be these X's. Okay, and so then these homologous chromosomes have the same length, the same size, but so what they're carrying may not be the exact same information. So then let's make another pair here and a blue one next to it. The one here. And so then let's say that this. So here are cells that will turn into egg or sperm cells. These are diploid. So I'm going to make a few X shapes here. And I'm going to use different colors. Now, I'm not going to be able to draw all 46 X's on these pictures because they're just not enough room. So instead, I'm just going to do 6 total. So then I'm going to change the ink color to show the other pairs with the homologous chromosomes. Okay, so during meiosis 1, chromosomes line up next to each other, and during the prophase of meiosis 1, these chromosomes, after they line up, stand next to each other, they're going to exchange information. So what I'm going to do is add a little piece of red on some of these blue ones and change the little section of the red chromosomes to the blue parts. This is just to show that they're exchanging the information. Now, this exchanging information can occur at the bottom of the chromosomes, at the top, or it could be both top and bottom. And so that's what I'm doing with that third pair. We'll just add a little bit of the pink and the red to the other side. Okay. And so now these cells are going to go through meiosis 1. And so all that's happening in meiosis 1 is that we're going to separate these homologous chromosomes. The way that these chromosomes line up is all by chance, because if you notice in the picture in the first circle, I have the blue, then the red, blue, red, and then red, blue. But so they could have lined up any other way. So it could have been red, blue, blue, red, or any other way. Okay, so now this cell is going to separate into two. So I'm just going to do like this little dotted line just to show how the chromosomes on the left will go to the left side and the chromosomes on the right go to the other side. We'll make these two circles here. So I'm going to draw those left ones here and I'll add the different colors later. Just going to do this here and then add those different colors to those. Changes to the red color. Okay, sorry. Add the red ones here, put those here. So the blue ones had a little bit of the section here. I'll put this one over here and I'll add a few sections to the red chromosomes. Alright, so I put a little blue one on this one had a little blue, and these ones. Okay. Now if we noticed here, in the first cell, there were 6 X's, right? This had the 6 chromosomes. So this is the diploid. But now going through meiosis 1, now the new 2 cells have half the number of chromosomes. And so meiosis 1 produces 2 haploid cells. The other thing that we need to know is that during prophase 1, so the prophase of meiosis 1, this is when the homologous chromosomes cross over and they exchange their information. Okay, so now let's get to meiosis 2. And in meiosis 2, we're just going to separate the lines of the X's, or we're separating the sister chromatids. So we'll make a circle here, here, and so now the lines are going to get separated right down the middle. And so I'm going to send a blue one here, then another blue one, and here, this one here. And we'll make changes to the red color, draw the other ones. Then we can add those exchange segments to them. And so this little blue has a little spot on it, the other one doesn't, and we'll put a little one here. And so again, the way that they line up and separate is all by chance. I'm just going to add a little bit of the blue color to those red ones based on which ones had separated. So let's say the one that had the exchange segments went to the left side instead. Oh, and we had put both sides. We'll just put a little segment here. Okay, so then we'll separate this also, separating the lines. So this one had one blue here, one blue here. Then we'll add those little segments to that. Change this here. And this ends up getting one red here, one red here. This ends up being 2 reds. And we'll put little sections on these. So let's say this blue one got a little of the exchange segments. If I change the color really fast here, then I'll add the exchange segments to these red ones. So let's say this top one has the exchange part, the other one didn't get it, and this other one has, let's say, one over here. Okay, but still, the important thing is meiosis 1 produces 2 haploid cells, and meiosis 1 produces 2, and meiosis 2 produces 4 haploid cells. And so the questions for these could be asked like this. If I said true or false, meiosis 1 produces 4 haploid cells, you would say no, that is false because it's meiosis 1. Meiosis 1 produces 2, not 4 haploid cells. Oh, and one more thing, let me write this down. Meiosis 2, here, this separates the sister chromatids. So here this just gives information on what I kind of went over. So again, prophase 1, this is when the crossing over occurs. They exchange the information. So then here, after exchanging information, the chromosomes line up and then they separate. This picture just shows the crossing over that's occurring here between the chromosomes, how they're exchanging the information. And then meiosis 2, here this is just giving the other steps. In meiosis 2, again, the only thing that you really need to remember is that this is separating the sister chromatids, and at the end of this, we're going to have 4 haploid cells. And here's just another picture from our book just to show that crossing over is occurring in meiosis 1.